Imagine opening your home to someone you trust, cooking them dinner, sharing your life with them. You're young, pregnant, and desperate for a friend. Then, one day, you realize they've stolen something irreplaceable, your wedding jewelry, a gift from your husband. Worse, they've drained your bank account, leaving you thousands in debt. Your heart breaks. Your trust shatters. But you don't just sit there. You fight back, and what happens next is so satisfying, it'll leave you cheering. This is a story of betrayal, theft, and the kind of revenge that feels oh so good. Stick around, because this one's a wild ride. If you've ever been stabbed in the back by someone you trusted, or if you just love a story where justice gets served with a side of karma, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications. This is a Reddit revenge tale about a young woman named Emily, betrayed in the worst way, robbed in her own home by someone she called a friend. But don't worry, the payback is epic. Let's dive in. Picture a quiet suburban street, the kind with neat lawns and blooming flower beds. Inside one of those houses, a stunning, modern home with gleaming hardwood floors, soft cream walls, and chandeliers that catch the afternoon light, lives Emily. She's 20 years old, newly married, and pregnant with her first child. From the outside, her life looks perfect: a loving husband, Michael, who comes from money, a gorgeous house filled with plush furniture, and a future full of promise. But inside, Emily's struggling. She's lonely. Painfully lonely. At 20, she doesn't fit in anywhere. Her high school friends are off at college, chasing degrees, frat parties, and late-night study sessions. The married women she knows are older, with kids in school and lives she can't relate to. Emily feels like she's stuck in a strange limbo, too young for the mom crowd, too settled for her peers. She stands in her pristine kitchen, stirring a pot of pasta, the silence of the house pressing in around her. Her hands tremble slightly, her heart aching for connection. Why is it so hard to make friends, she wonders, her eyes stinging with unshed tears. She's naive, trusting, and desperate for someone to share her days with. That's when Sarah enters her life. Sarah's 18, a senior in high school, with a bubbly laugh and a knack for making Emily feel seen. They went to the same school years ago. Emily was a junior when Sarah was a freshman, and they shared a few friends. When Sarah reaches out, suggesting they hang out, Emily's face lights up. Finally, someone who gets me, she thinks, inviting Sarah over. Soon, Sarah's a regular at Emily's house, lounging on the leather couch, laughing over rom-coms, sipping iced tea on the patio. For the first time in months, Emily feels a spark of hope, like she's building something real. But Sarah's not what she seems. Her smiles are a little too wide, her compliments a little too frequent. She lingers in rooms, her eyes darting to Emily's jewelry box, the designer bags in the closet, the silver candlesticks on the dining table. Emily doesn't notice. She's too busy being grateful for the company, too thrilled to have a friend. One evening, Sarah calls. "Hey, Em, is it cool if I bring a friend over for dinner?" Her voice is casual, sweet, like it's no big deal. Emily, stirring a pot of homemade marinara, doesn't hesitate. Of course. The more, the merrier. She's excited, picturing a fun night, maybe the start of a real friend group. She sets the table with her best plates, the ones with delicate gold rims, and lights a candle to make the evening special. Sarah arrives with Chloe, a sharp-eyed 18-year-old with a smirk that doesn't quite reach her eyes. Chloe's polite enough, but there's something cold about her, a hardness Emily can't quite place. Still, she pushes the thought aside, welcoming them both with a warm smile. Dinner is lively. Sarah and Chloe chatter about senior prom, cute boys, and their latest mall trips. Emily, glowing with the warmth of hosting, serves seconds of garlic bread, her laughter filling the room. At one point, Chloe excuses herself to use the bathroom. Down the hall, second door on the right, Michael says, barely looking up from his plate. Chloe nods and disappears around the corner. Emily doesn't think twice. Why would she? Roscommon? This is her home, her safe space. The night ends with hugs and promises to hang out again. Emily waves as Sarah and Chloe drive away, her heart full. Maybe this is the start of something real, she thinks, a smile lingering on her lips. A week later, her world starts to crumble. It's a rare date night with Michael, and Emily's getting ready, her fingers brushing over her jewelry box as she searches for her pearl and diamond earrings. They were a wedding gift from Michael, a delicate set that sparkled on her big day, a symbol of their love. They're not there. Her stomach lurches. She checks the dresser, the nightstand, the bathroom counter. Nothing. Her fingers tremble as she tears through drawers, her breath coming in short, panicked gasps. They have to be here, she tells herself, her heart pounding. She last wore them at home. They haven't left the house. She knows it. Michael tries to calm her, his voice steady. You probably just misplaced them, Em. They'll turn up. But Emily's not so sure. Her chest tightens with a mix of fear and dread. Those earrings aren't just jewelry, they're a piece of her heart, a memory of the day she promised forever. What if they're gone for good, she thinks, her throat burning with unshed tears. Weeks pass, and the earrings stay missing. Emily's anxiety grows, but she pushes it down, focusing on her pregnancy, her home, her husband. Then, one morning, she checks their bank accounts online. It's a habit, keeping an eye on their finances, especially the small business account they set up for Michael's side hustle idea. Her blood runs cold. The account, which they barely touch, is overdrawn by nearly $1,000. Her hands shake as she scrolls through the transactions. $50 at Forever 21, $75 at H&M, $30 at Claire's, each followed by a stinging $25 overdraft fee. Dozens of charges, all from stores at the local mall, all places teenage girls love to shop. Emily's vision blurs with tears. This can't be happening, she whispers, her voice breaking. She calls Michael, her words tumbling out in a rush. Someone's been using our debit card. It's thousands in the hole. They sit together at the kitchen table, their faces grim, scrolling through the charges. The card was kept in their master bedroom, in a drawer only they knew about. They hadn't used it in months. The realization hits like a punch to the gut, someone who was in their home did this. And there's only one night that makes sense. Emily's mind races back to that dinner. Sarah's too sweet smile. Chloe's cold smirk. The bathroom excuse. Her heart sinks as the pieces click together. They played me, she thinks, her hands clenching into fists. The betrayal cuts deep, a sharp, twisting pain in her chest. She'd opened her home, cooked for them, trusted them. And they'd rummaged through her bedroom, stolen her jewelry, her debit card, her security. Her face burns with anger, but beneath it, there's a raw, aching hurt. I thought Sarah was my friend, she thinks, her eyes stinging. The thought of those girls laughing, swiping her card at the mall, makes her stomach churn. Michael's jaw tightens, his voice low. We're not letting them get away with this, Em. They start digging, calling every store listed in the charges. It's the early 2000s, and most don't have security cameras, mall tech isn't what it is today. But one store, a trendy boutique with racks of glittery tops, just installed cameras after a shoplifting spree. The manager's voice is firm but kind over the phone. We have footage from that day, but we can only release it to the police if you file a report. Emily's heart races, a spark of hope igniting. Proof, she thinks. We might actually have proof. She calls the bank next, her voice steady despite the storm inside her. The representative's tone is clinical, explaining she has a short window to declare the charges fraudulent, or they'll be stuck with the debt. Those overdraft fees? They won't budge unless fraud is proven. Emily's blood boils. They didn't just steal from us, they buried us in fees, she thinks, her nails digging into her palms. She does the math, her pen scratching across a notepad. The earrings, worth $800, plus $1,000 in charges and fees, puts the theft just under $2,000, the cutoff for felony charges in her state. Then, a chilling thought stops her cold. What else did they take? She rushes to her jewelry box, her fingers trembling as she sifts through necklaces and rings. That's when she notices it, a small diamond ring, a keepsake from her great-aunt, is gone. Her throat tightens. The ring isn't worth much money, but it's priceless to her, a fragile link to family, to memories, to love. The betrayal deepens, and with it, a fire starts to burn inside her. Emily sits at her kitchen table, her pregnant belly pressing against the edge, a notepad in front of her. Her eyes are red from crying, but there's a new steel in them. I'm not a victim, she tells herself, her voice a quiet vow. They think they can walk all over me because I'm young, because I'm alone. They're wrong. She's done feeling powerless. It's time to fight back. She picks up the phone and dials Sarah's number, her voice calm, almost syrupy sweet. Hey, Sarah, I've got some awful news. Someone we had over stole from us. My wedding earrings are gone, and someone took a debit card from our bedroom and ran up charges at the mall. Sarah's response is pure sympathy, her voice dripping with fake concern. That's awful, Em. Who would do that? Emily bites her lip, her pulse racing. You know exactly who, she thinks, her heart pounding. Then, she drops her trap, her words careful and sharp. It's over $2,000 in theft, so we're pursuing felony charges. The police will get involved soon. Sarah's tone shifts, a crack of panic breaking through. Felony? But, there's no way to prove who did it, right? Those stores don't have cameras. Emily's heart skips a beat. Gotcha, she thinks, her lips twitching. She keeps her voice steady, casual. Actually, one store just installed cameras. They're ready to hand the footage to the police once I file the report. The line goes quiet. Dead quiet. Sarah mumbles something about needing to go and hangs up. Emily sets the phone down, her hands trembling with adrenaline. She knows I know, she thinks, a grim satisfaction settling in her chest. She paces the living room, her bare feet sinking into the plush rug, her hands resting protectively on her belly. This is it, she thinks. Time to end this. Less than an hour later, Sarah calls back, her voice shaky, almost pleading. Can I come over? Emily agrees, her mind racing, her heart a drumbeat of anticipation. She stands by the window, watching the street, her breath catching as Sarah's car pulls into the driveway. Sarah steps out, her face pale, her eyes darting nervously. In her hands are Emily's pearl earrings, the debit card, and Emily's breath catches, the diamond ring from her great-aunt. Sarah launches into a rehearsed speech, her voice trembling, her hands twisting together. I didn't steal anything, Em. Chloe went upstairs when she said she was using the bathroom. She took your stuff. I didn't know until later. Emily's eyes narrow, her arms crossing tightly. Liar, she thinks, her blood simmering. She steps closer, her voice cold, cutting through Sarah's flimsy excuse. You knew, Sarah. You knew, and you did nothing. You went shopping with my card, didn't you? Sarah's face crumples, tears spilling over, her voice breaking. I was in a tough spot, okay? I didn't want to betray Chloe. Emily's laugh is sharp, bitter, slicing through the air. But betraying me was fine, she snaps, her words like a whip. Sarah's shoulders slump, her defenses crumbling. She admits there were others involved, 4 girls total, including her and Chloe. They'd gone on a mall spree, laughing as they swiped Emily's card, buying glittery nail polish, cheap necklaces, and overpriced smoothies, oblivious to the overdraft fees piling up like a ticking bomb. Emily's stomach churns with disgust, but she keeps her composure, her voice steady. I want names. All of them. And their parents' contact info. If I don't get it, I'm going to the police. Felony charges, Sarah. 2 of you are 18. That's a big deal. Sarah hesitates, her eyes wide, then scribbles names and numbers on a piece of paper, her hands shaking. Emily takes it, her fingers brushing the page, her mind already racing to the next step. She calls each parent, her voice firm but calm, laying out what their daughters did. The parents are horrified, their voices thick with shock, shame, and apologies. Emily offers a deal, her tone leaving no room for argument. Repay the full $1,000, including overdraft fees, within a week, or I file fraud claims and pursue charges. This is a one-time offer. The parents agree, their words stumbling, desperate to keep their daughters out of legal trouble. The next week is a whirlwind of tension and triumph. The parents make sure the girls get jobs, fast. Emily hears through the grapevine that Sarah and Chloe are working grueling shifts at a local diner, their faces drawn with exhaustion, their hands raw from scrubbing dishes. The other two girls, both 17, are slinging burgers at a fast food joint, their aprons stained with grease. One day, Emily drives by the mall and spots Sarah behind the counter at a pretzel stand, her eyes downcast, her hands moving mechanically as she twists dough. Good, Emily thinks, a grim smile tugging at her lips. Let them feel the weight of what they did. The girls scrape together the money, delivering it to Emily in a series of awkward, shame-filled handoffs. One parent hands her an envelope of cash, muttering apologies, her eyes avoiding Emily's. Another writes a check, her hands shaking, her voice barely above a whisper. Sarah shows up last, her face red from crying, her hair pulled back in a messy bun. This is everything, she mumbles, handing over $250, her share of the debt. Emily takes it, her expression cold, unyielding. This doesn't make us square, Sarah, she says, her voice like steel. You betrayed me. We're done. Sarah tries to argue, her voice whining, desperate. The fees are so high, Em. It's not fair. Emily's laugh is sharp, cutting through the air like a blade. Not fair? You stole from me. You used my card, ran up overdraft fees, and thought you'd get away with it. Those fees? That's on you. Maybe next time, use your own money. Sarah opens her mouth, then closes it, her shoulders slumping in defeat. She turns and leaves, her footsteps heavy on the porch. Emily stands in her living room, clutching the returned jewelry to her chest. The pearls catch the light, their smooth surfaces glinting, a reminder of her wedding day, of love, of promises kept. The diamond ring, small and unassuming, brings tears to her eyes. I got it back, she thinks, relief flooding her, warm and heavy. I got it all back. Her hands stop shaking. Her heart feels lighter. She's not just a victim anymore, she's a warrior. What's the lesson here? Sometimes, the people you trust most are the ones who hurt you deepest. Emily was young, pregnant, and alone, but she didn't let betrayal define her. She fought back, outsmarted her enemies, and reclaimed what was hers. Karma? Justice? Call it what you want, but watching those girls work their tails off to fix their mistake feels so right. What do you think? Did Emily handle this perfectly, or would you have done something different? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I know you've got opinions. If this story gave you chills or made you cheer for Emily's epic comeback, smash that like button and tell us in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen or pulled off yourself? Subscribe for more Reddit revenge stories that'll keep you glued to your screen. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.